welcome back. I'm Tanya from Tanya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? My kids, shouldn't even say this, my son stole my computer chair to play on his computer this weekend. I'm just like, it's like, no, you gotta give me my chair back. And so that my two youngest were deciding on if it was feasible to just, buy a computer chair for the computer. Because let me tell you, a folding chair is hard on your butt when you sit there for hours. And that's actually what I used when I first started working, was just a folding chair. And then I finally found a cushion to put on it, but it was never quite right, you know what I mean, for my desk. And so I eventually asked my boss if he would buy me a computer chair. And pretty sure that it was my supervisor who went to bat for me, and he's like, the payroll girls don't ask for anything, It's like our budget is very non-existent, and he called us North Dakota nice. We're just too North Dakota nice to ask for stuff. We were literally using just, our own pens and papers and Post-it notes, and because I'm a writer, I'm a list maker, and stuff like that, and so it's pretty funny, the whole thing. But yeah, so I got a really nice chair out of the deal, and he got a chair the same as mine, and he's like, you know how to pick them, and I'm just like, I was just picking a cheap, reasonably priced chair that actually was on sale, so it was like a more expensive chair, but it was cheaper than the cheap one, and so yay me. But some of my boys like to steal it, and I'm like, you can't just steal my chair. I need it for work. That's not what I was going to talk about today. my office chair. But yeah, it was a very good investment, believe me. Yeah, better than a folding chair. Oh yes, but anyway, today we are talking more about rebatching. And I'm not sure which video we're even doing today on rebatching soaps. It could be my redemption one. Yep. It's amazing what you can do with soap. Like, seriously. You can actually put it in the microwave for a little bit of time and turn it into dough. And yeah, we'll go. I'm not doing any of that. If you want to look at that, just look up soap dough. Yeah, I'm sure you'll find lots of videos on it. But yeah, I don't get into that part, but yeah, I think I'm doing my redemption video. Like, this soap is gonna be a soap, and it's gonna be a great soap, and it's gonna be worth a soap. So that's what we're doing today. So 3 things: you, be kind, be forgiving, be you, and let's go check out the next video on rebatching my soap series. Well, this should look nice and familiar to you. Here are the bars that I rebatched yesterday. Or it was actually a day later, but for you it's a few days. So on our last video, these were the bars I was trying to redeem, and I decided we were going to do something else with them. This is what I do when I get to the final end of I cannot rebatch this anymore. So number 1, I do not add any more scent because I just scented them yesterday. So no more scent. They still have the scent in there. Number 2, I'm going to make a body detox exfoliating bar. This is just a fun bar. Like, if my grandkids got a hold of this, they would use the whole thing up in the tub just because it makes black bubbles. Yes, it does. So we start off the same way as always. Into the crock pot, I added a little bit of water, and because, they have the water, they haven't been curing. So just a little bit so they don't scorch the sides and all that. And it does take a little bit of time to melt these down. I want to stress that enough. Like,
it takes time. I mean, I guess if you were microwaving this, great. I don't recommend it because it does overheat and it will, bubble up and, you can have a volcano of soap in the microwave. Yeah. My kid came home a few years ago and told me how the teacher told them, if you put a piece of soap in some water and a chunk of soap in water and it'll blow up in the microwave. And I was like, yeah, I can show you that myself. So my additives are bentonite clay. Do not use metal spoons with bentonite clay. We all know it, and every once in a while, you'll do it. I try and keep a plastic scoop in there to remind myself. So it's about a tablespoon of bentonite clay, a tablespoon of pumice powder, and a tablespoon of activated charcoal. Now so that's at least 1 tablespoon to 1 pound of soap. Okay, if you want it extra scrubby, okay, double the pumice powder. Okay, that's my advice. If you don't want black bubbles, cut the activated charcoal in half. Okay, and one little tip for those of you who are listening to the video, add that solution to a little bit of oil or water, because the bentonite clay will suck up every single ounce of extra water you have in that soap and make it hard to mix. I should have done that. I thought about it and then I didn't. Okay, so number 1, add some water to it. Just blend it up in some water so it's just easier on your soap to mix. I actually do go back and add some water to this because it's just too thick. Number 2, I didn't melt it down totally. There are chunks of color in there just because some people call it confetti soap. Okay, they make it an activated charcoal or a solid white, and then they add chunks. We're actually going to do that when wildflowers and bees come out, and but I like the little extra pop of color is kind of fun. Okay, these are great bars. When I use them in the shower, okay, I will here's where I'm adding more water because I'm like, it's just so thick. But that's the bentonite clay. And so I put it on my skin, like I'll put it on, but I'll actually let it set. Okay, so it's really weird. So you have black bubbles. It looks like you're dirty as all get out. But I will let it sit on my skin like a minute or so, just so that activated charcoal can do its thing as I'm, doing the scrubby with the soap because of the pumice powder. I love that stuff. And the bentonite clay just gives it a nice slip. And bentonite clay is detoxifying also. So just a good, detoxification quick for your skin. It is still soap. It's not a total leave-on product. So, take it with a grain of salt. I'm saying it's detoxifying. I have, I like my skin. I like the skin I'm in. And I like this bar because it's actually really a great bar. How would you do it? You can do it yourself. You just add those 3 ingredients. Okay? Activated charcoal is detoxifying and it's a actual light exfoliant. What else could you? You could add orange peel. You could add lemon peel. You could add colloidal oatmeal. There's lots of other things you could add. Depends on how scrubby you want the bar. Okay? That's literally all there is to this. It's all about what level of scrubby do you want it to be. I did probably like a mid-grade, right? And it's great with winter skin. I don't know why my legs always, when it gets really cold, which we've had, they just get really dry. Even if I'm not outside, I don't even have to be out in the cold. And they can get dry and scaly, and I have, dead skin cells coming off all over, ew. So, yeah, these bars are great. I love a good exfoliating bar, and you know that. exfoliating bars are my favorite. So here are these bars. They're very, very rough looking. You know, I didn't do the greatest job sticking them in the mold and stuff like that. I'm probably going to keep these for myself. Maybe pass them to some family members if they want one. Definitely give some to my grandkids so they can have black bubbles in the tub. Just what you want to walk in on, right? Your kids in the tub and the water's black. Oh, funny. But anyway, I figured you'd enjoy looking at this bar when I say it makes black bubbles. It makes grayish black bubbles, but look at that bar. My grandkids would love this. Absolutely. Like, I mean, you'd be washing in the shower and you'd be like, why am I so dirty? Why am so dirty? But it's just the activated charcoal. So if you don't want it to be that dark or that, you know, if you don't want the bubbles that to be that color, just put less in there. But I'll tell you what, that bentonite clay, it brings a whole new meaning to the words clay and soap. It really does. It's got some great properties. Here is my successful rebatch. I call it successful because I definitely did not waste those soap bars. And as always, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.